Hello, Milwaukee Sting Volleyball. Coach Busy here with yet another mental performance training for the month of March. March is a great time of the year because it's qualifier season, my favorite time of the year. It was my favorite time as a player, favorite time as a coach. I love talking about March qualifiers. But because it's March and because it's qualifier season, this month we are going to be talking about staying present under pressure, how we deal with pressure situations. First, a recap of our first couple videos here. I'm just going to throw it all on the screen here. December, all about owning our way, growing the Stingway with a solid foundation, which means being gritty, being united with our teammates, and taking pride in the Milwaukee Sting name. January was all about training our toughness muscle, so making sure we are willing to accept feedback from coaches, recover from mistakes, and give maximum effort. And then February, we talked about putting the hive first, making sure that we realize that we do not achieve anything in volleyball alone. So trust in our teammates and grow our confidence in ourselves. Staying present under pressure. This is what we're talking about right here in the month of March. So pressure and staying present under pressure is all about composure and how we deal with that in the face of pressure. First of all, we said it about 10 times already. What is pressure? Pressure is the feeling we have when we meet a demanding situation mixed with the feeling of being worried. So essentially thinking that here's a situation, I'm worried, and I think that this situation is too demanding and I may not be able to perform well. And that is what pressure is. We feel it all the time as volleyball players, athletes, as humans. In volleyball, it's, in the championship match, it's college recruiting, it's tryouts, it's qualifiers. It could be mid-match. You're in service eve, you might feel pressure. It's game point, you might feel pressure. A lot of opportunities to feel pressure at any point in volleyball match or throughout your season. Pressure is great because it comes from a place of care. And so we want to perform our best when it matters the most. And so we get worried that we might not. And that is the mindset that I'm hoping to challenge you guys to believe that we actually can perform our best, regardless of the situation, regardless of if we feel pressure, doesn't matter, we can still perform really well. Feeling pressure does not mean you will fail. So, a lot of times, because pressure comes with worry, we're convincing ourselves that we're not good enough, we're not going to do well. We can feel pressure and believe we're going to succeed. And we're going to talk today about how to make that happen. Successful volleyball players accept pressure by reminding themselves why they are capable of meeting the demands, why they're actually good enough to do these things, pass in game point, get the game-winning kill, be at the service line and make your serve at game point, all that stuff. To do that, but also figure out how to best deal with stress. So we'll get right into our activity now that we've kind of done our background on pressure. Keeping our composure. And so our big focus is going to be mixing stress management and making sure our bodies feel the way they're supposed to feel in pressure situations with realistic self-talk, which is essentially reminders of why we are good enough to succeed in pressure situations. And so first things first, I want you guys to close your eyes and I want you to imagine your next qualifier. This could be this weekend, Badger Region qualifier. It could be next weekend, the weekend after, whatever qualifier you have next. I want you to put yourself in the big match, the bid ceiling match, the match you have to win to get a bid. Where are you in that situation? What gym are you in? Who might you play against? What does the gym look like? Just put yourself kind of in the future for a second, in your head with your eyes closed, imagining that moment, imagining you on the court in that moment. You can imagine even getting served to. You can imagine being at the service line. You can imagine getting the game-winning kill. But whatever it is, it's at a qualifier in a bid ceiling match. So put yourself in there for just a second. And once you have that image in your head, keep your eyes closed. Does this make you feel nervous? Or does this make you feel excited? Or does this make you feel a little bit of both? So sit with this image for a second. Kind of figure out, is this making your nerves jump because you're really excited or because you feel like this is pressure and this makes you nervous? No wrong answer here. Some people feel both, some people feel one or the other. Kind of tune into how this is making you feel thinking about it. And once you kind of have that in your head, if you need a couple seconds, you can always pause the video if you want to keep this image. If you're good to go, we're going to keep rolling on. If you're feeling that nervous feeling, imagining yourself in that bid ceiling match at a big match at a qualifier. Right now, we're going to do this together. We're going to take 3 slow, deep breaths. But while we do it, we're going to clench our hands like this and then unclench when we breathe out. So, like this, we're going to breathe in and then breathe out. Let our hands relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Last one, we're going to bring our shoulders up to our ears as we do this. Breathe in and breathe out. When we are nervous in a pressure situation and our bodies feel tense, you have to force it to relax. You have to tell yourself you are safe, you're good, you're capable of handling this. Deep breathing, muscle relaxation with our hands, with our arms, with our legs, any of that in that moment, you have to be tuned into. If you're thinking about the qualifier and you get nervous, take 3 slow, deep breaths, work that tension out of your body every single time. If you are thinking this way and you're like, I'm not really nervous, I'm actually really excited. Now, the excitement of pressure and stress can also just energize us. And so I won't do this part with you, but if you're feeling excited and you're the type of player like I was when I played, where I didn't want my body to slow down because that didn't actually help me focus. It actually made me think more. Some people need to slow down. If you're feeling excited, use that to energize you. So if you have the excitement, don't let it sit in you and tense up. I want you to be moving actually a little bit more. So if you're feeling the excitement from the imagery, stand up, do jumping jacks, move around, do push-ups, pause the video, do dance. If you're on the court and this is happening and you're just jittery and excited and it's not nerves and it's not tension, get that energy out by moving, by using it to fuel you. So you kind of have to know the difference between what this feels like for you. And if it's both, you do both of these things and anytime you need it. If it feels tense, you want to slow down, take deep breaths. If it feels energizing, keep moving, let your blood like flow through your body, let yourself move a little bit. Both are great. If you need to do both, either or, now you have the tools to do it. Last part of our activity here. So we kind of tuned into our bodies, keeping our composure. We want to focus on realistic self-talk, why we actually are good enough to succeed in pressure situations. Now that you've opened your eyes at this point, but we're going to write down a few notes that are going to tie into our realistic self-talk. Answer these 2 questions, and when you're done, I'm going to have you send them to your coaches as well. What your team will do in this situation to be successful based on how you guys have performed so far this year. So you put yourself in that bid ceiling match, you're feeling excited, you're ready to go. You have to believe that you guys can succeed in this situation. What is it about your team that makes you believe that you can actually do that? And what is it about yourself that makes you feel like you're capable of winning that big match at a qualifier? So pause the video, jot down a couple of things when you're done. Either send a screenshot or a picture of your piece of paper to your coaches so they're on the same page as you. All right, a little activity recap. A little bit of is going to be repeating. So pressure is a privilege. Let the stress of it energize us. So pressure and nerves does not always mean something bad will happen. We have to remind ourselves that we are capable of meeting the demands of any pressure situation, and our team is also capable of doing that as well. Qualifiers are fun. They're a little nerve-wracking, but we know that we can get bids at qualifiers. It's a possibility. You've trained all year so far for it. Remind yourself of why that's true. And use stress as a signal. So focus on how your body feels when it's stressed and use that to either release the tension or fuel yourself and be more energized and ready to rock and roll. So both of these things are really important to keep in mind. Last, as I always do, continuing throughout the year and sort of some next steps, work this into your pregame routine. So like taking yourself through that brief imagery as I talked to you about, only imagining successes, but focusing on how your body feels and what you need. Do you need to relax? Do you need to energize yourself more? Either way is good. Figure out how the team works best. Does your team generally benefit from staying focused and calm, or does the team thrive off of energy? Everyone's going to feel a little bit differently, but at least you guys should be on the same page going into a match. And then also reflections always after tournaments and practicing. This is the only way that we can really build our self-talk is to see ourselves succeed and then also reflect on that. What went well and why? It's the question I'll say a million times to a million people. What went well and why? I played really well today because I was moving my feet. We won our match because we communicated on defense. All that stuff, what went well and why, it helps us build our realistic and helpful self-talk. As always, let's go get it. I'm so excited for the Sting teams. I love qualifier season. I love seeing the Instagram post after qualifiers that says like Sting teams got this many bids and finished in these places because this is the standard that we have and it's awesome. Stick with your team, stick with what you know. Pull me aside if you guys have any questions at Sting. And as always, let's go Sting.